Hey peeps, we are back. We are talking Love After Lockup, Season 5, Episode 7. Hey, before we get into the video, please do me the honors of subscribing to my channel, hitting the notification bell so you can always be notified when I post new content, hitting the thumbs up because that does wonders for my channel, and share. Thanks. So this episode starts out with Joy and Red, and I already don't see a bright future for the two of them. I mean, Red comes busting out of the jail, and I was a bit emotional when he was hugging on his mom and his sister, but when he got over there to hugging and kissing on Joy with all that smacking and carrying on, it was just a bit awkward. I mean, I was embarrassed. I felt uncomfortable watching them. All that lip smacking and crap. It was too much. Joy said that neither one of them have kissed in a very long time and they don't know how to kiss. They're out of practice. Well, stop practicing with us. Save some of that loving and practice for private. And then I started thinking, I said, Joy, you had 3 possible baby daddies. There was no kissing then. I mean, I think you've had some kissing. I think you lying. Anyway, it was just too much. Red comes out of there and says that he would marry her today. She took care of him when he was in jail. She was there for him. She held him down. I said, I ain't buying it. The man was out of jail for a full 5 minutes and Joy is already talking about having a baby. I said, wait a minute, Joy. We seen your living situation. We seen you at the pawn shop. We saw your baby eat raw hot dogs. We also know that you don't know who his daddy is and that there's 3 possible fathers. Why are you trying to get pregnant again, ma'am? There needs to be a whole lot of maturing that needs to happen. Maybe Red needs to get accustomed to being out in society and a job that has some benefits. Oh gosh, let me just get pregnant. Yeah, that'll help everything. So of course, before they could even get in the car to go to dinner, they have a little more kissing, a little more hugging in front of everybody. Nobody wants to see all that. Then they decide to go to dinner to some catfish place. And they've got this all-you-can-eat catfish, buffet. And the fish looked good when they laid it out there on the table. I said I could go for an all-you-can-eat catfish buffet, even though I'd probably have, 2 pieces and be ready to go home. But anyway, as soon as they get there, they start talking about her cheating. And they bring it up and they're talking about it as if she's not even at the table. And she's not really happy about it. She's upset that they keep bringing it up. And I'm totally confused by the fact that they keep bringing this up. First of all, Joy has been talking to this man over the phone. That is not a relationship, in my opinion. I'm not about to be faithful to a dude that I have never met, have never been on a date with, have never done anything with, except for talk to him over the phone. That's a phone pal. That's not a boyfriend. I don't understand why everybody's like, oh, she cheated. Girl, please sleep with whoever you want. This is not a legitimate relationship until the person is out and you are seeing each other. I mean, my gosh. Then they want to talk about how his mom was upset that this is Joy's first time meeting him. She didn't come up to see him before. Why is this a conversation that is being had at the table with the entire family? Why is his mom and sister so invested that they need to bring all of this to the table at his welcome home dinner? It seems to me that grown people need to have grown relationship conversations by themselves. What I think the deal is that Red's mom and sister really truly do not like Joy, and they don't want their son going back to New Mexico, so they're going to keep bringing this stuff up. Then his mom takes the opportunity to bring up the other women that he's been talking to, and those women sending him money, and then him in return sending the money to Joy. He gives her a little razzle dazzle talking about their friends. He's known them for several years. They're just friends, I don't buy that bullshit. Those girls are women that is just like Joy. Just like Joy. You are giving them that same prison con that all the prisoners do. I love you. We gonna be together. Oh my gosh, you're the best thing that ever happened to me. Given that whole prison bullshit that he gave Joy. Joy just happens to be the one who gave the most money and the one who bought him a car and the one who showed up. That's just my opinion. She says that she chooses to believe him. She chooses to believe that these women sending him money are just platonic friends. Well, in my opinion, you just choose to be a fool. Now listen here. He goes outside talking about he just want to step out for a few minutes. He's borrowing his cousin or nephew's phone after he taught him how to use it. He's trying to FaceTime somebody. He says that he's been talking to all these women, and he always does. You know, he really likes to talk to women. He is really about to break Joy's heart. This young man went to jail when he was 20. He is still 20 in his head. He is not ready to be a father to her child. What is going to happen is he's going to use her until he has used her completely up, till she has nothing more. He's going to cheat on her, and then when he leaves, he's going to take that car that she paid for, and she's going to be stuck at her trailer with her child and a shit ton of bills. Joy, you better grow the hell up and realize that this dude is not it. That's all I'm saying. Moving on. Andy and Brittany. Well, listen, honey, in my opinion, and this is all my opinion, I'm just saying, I think that Brittany in her confessionals is high as hell. I think that woman is high as hell in her confessionals. I also think that she was doing everything she possibly could to get Andy to give her money so that she can go out and get drugs. This entire episode, she did nothing but piss me the hell off. Andy is doing everything he can to make Brittany happy. Anything he can do to keep her from leaving him and trying to continue this relationship. This man is in the kitchen making pancakes, and he doesn't even like pancakes, but he's whipping up pancakes and sausage to make her a nice breakfast, and then he plans on taking her fishing. He doesn't like to fish. Brittany loves pancakes and she likes to fish. He's trying to do something nice for her. She actually tries to go off on him, talking about, why are you making me pancakes if you don't even like pancakes? Why are you taking me fishing if you don't even like to go fishing? And he's trying to explain to her that he's doing this because he wants to be hospitable. He wants to make her feel comfortable. And he's okay doing things that he normally wouldn't do if this is something that she really likes. But she doesn't appreciate it. She continues to be extremely rude and nasty to this man. I don't know why he didn't just go ahead and just open his door and tell her to bounce. She would have gotten put the hell out.
Get out! Trick or treat your ass up out of here.
Then she comes right out and says, you said that you were going to give me $1,200. Where's the other $700? Because you only gave me $5, and I had to give that $5 to my kids. She's a damn lie. I do not believe that she gave that $500 to her kids. I think that she used some of that money to get high with. And I think she's trying to get more money from Andy so that she can continue to get high. Next thing you know, she's talking about, you also said you were going to buy me a car. What in the hell makes you think that you deserve a car? You haven't done anything but treat this man like shit since you got out of jail. And you think that you deserve $1,200, an iPhone, all the other stuff that he's giving you, a car, and he took care of all the presents and everything for your kid's birthday? You have been absolutely disrespectful as hell, and Andy should put her out. Then she tells him, why do I have to wait until Monday for you to go to the bank to get the money out? Why can't you go to the bank and get the money out now? She wants to look at his account. He pulls out his account. He says his account says that he's got a little over $3,000 in his account. And she says, that's all you got? How much you got? Is what I want to know. You don't have a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out, but you're going to tell him that his $3,000 is not enough, that he's broke? Well, I tell you what, he's got a hell of a lot more than you've got. She is rude and disgusting. Then she tells him, well, if the car is in your name, then you're just trying to control me. She wanted him to give her a car that was in her name. I said, why? So you can sell it on a bad day for drugs? She is a disgusting person and I can't stand it. Then she started screaming at him, calling him broke and telling him that he was a gambler because there was some gambling charges on his account. He says that those charges were fraudulent charges. Do I believe that? Absolutely not. But even if he is gambling, that's his damn money that he's gambling with. He didn't steal anything from you. This girl is a hot, selfish mess. I think that she wanted to do anything and everything that she could possibly do to piss Andy off so that she could run out of there and get high. She wants to blame him for everything. If it's not his fault, it's the kids. Andy, listen, you are too grown for this. You know good and damn well that this girl is just here for the money. At some point, Andy gets upset and he says he's starting to think that she's just here for the money. Are you starting to think that? Didn't your children tell you that? Didn't your cop friend tell you that? Haven't the entire audience been screaming at the TV and posting on social media, Andy, you're an idiot. Get rid of this girl. She is not into you. She is into what you can do for her. All she cares about is the money and the car that she thought she was about to get. I am over Brittany. Melissa and Louie. Dear God, Melissa is still being childish, jealous, and over the damn top. I'm like, give it a rest, would you? Louie is back at the pizza place. He makes her this really cute heart-shaped pizza, and he's got a Uber back to the hotel. He wants to do everything he can to prove to her that he loves her and he wants them to be together. So he is really being sweet. He is trying his best to have a mature relationship with this girl, but she is too childish to see it. So when he shows up at the hotel, he brings her the pizza and she says, "Is this your apology to me? You have a guilty conscience." I said, "A guilty conscience for what? Dancing with the dance instructor while getting dance instruction? Get the hell out of here, crazy woman." She is making it so ridiculous. She tells him that she doesn't know what she's going to do. She's going to have a very hard time trusting him when she's back in Jersey. And all I can think of, this woman's insecurities, jealousy, and self-esteem just keeps getting lower and lower every single episode. Leave this man the hell alone. Listen, Louie, your mama is too much. Melissa is too much. But right now, I would have loved it if he would have just got back in another Uber and went on back to his mama's house and blocked Melissa on everything. She is just too damn much. Louis deserves better than this. He absolutely deserves better than her. She says that she thinks that Louis is going to try to find somebody better than her. It won't be hard. Melissa then decides to take Louis to a dentist office to get his teeth fixed. We find out he's got 5 teeth on the top. You know, he lets the dentist know that when he went to jail, he had a full mouth full of teeth. But, you know, due to his drug use and, you know, other dental issues while he was in jail, every time he went to the jail dentist, if they seen an abscess or something, they just yanked the tooth out. I said, damn, that's one hell of a dental service. Anyway, the lady tells him they've got 2 choices. He can get all the teeth that he's got left, which is probably 12, pulled out and get him a nice set of dentures. Or they can go for the implants. Well, honey, listen, Melissa says she don't want him having dentures because she don't want to roll over and look at him. He's got that no teeth pout, and she don't want to look at him without teeth. So she says that she's going to pay for him to get the implants. Well, honey, now listen. The doctor looks at the x-rays and she comes back. She said not only would they have to pull out the remaining teeth, he would have to have some surgeries because his sinuses are low. So I think that's something that probably happened with drug use. I'm not really sure, so I could totally be wrong. But I think due to his drug use, his sinuses have fallen down. And he would have to have surgery to, you know, fix his sinuses. And then the implants. And the doctor said those implants would be about $30,000 to $40,000 versus $4,000 for the dentures. So I have a feeling there's going to be dentures in his future. And the Dennis made some kind of comment about him being really attractive with his new teeth, and Melissa made some kind of comment she don't want him attracting anybody with his new teeth. Girl. I hope that she pays for his new teeth, that he finds somebody else that walks away smiling, wearing the teeth she paid for. I don't know, but you can tell it really is something wrong when Louie is the one who's actually sane. She's about to lose that dream that she's had since high school just by acting like a jealous woman. And, she doesn't want him talking to other women. She doesn't want him dancing with other women. No flirting whatsoever. I don't know what's going to happen when she gets them teeth fixed and he smiles at another woman. I really don't know. Anyway, moving on. Sheree and Anthony. All right, well, Anthony still hasn't cracked a smile. Not one. I'm telling you, every time I see him, I think he might be suffering from PTSD from being in jail. Something is not right with this dude. And I get a little tick, tick, boom every time I see him. I think he might explode or something. I would be careful. I would sleep with one eye open with this dude. Anyway, he talks to his parole officer and he gives him permission to stay out that night until 1 o'clock in the morning for his party. He needs to be in the house by 1 exactly, and he tells him there will be no shenanigans. And I believe this parole officer. I really do. He is not excited in any way about this party. He says he is only going because she planned it and she's excited about it, but he doesn't really do parties. He doesn't want to do any of that. And she's so giddy like a child on Christmas. Her brother shows up and her brother says, "So what's up with this marriage? You guys got married and didn't even tell anybody." I'm laughing my head off thinking, no, your sister went online and created this fake wedding certificate and told y'all that she was married. And his mom and him both sat there and didn't say a word. So I said, does the mom not know that they are not married? And why is he not saying, listen, we're not married? This is going to be very awkward when they get to that party. Her brother just wants the best for her. And you could tell that he was not okay with her brother stepping to him and talking to him. And I think that that's going to show up later. But what really pisses me off the most is he keeps on saying that he wants to talk to her son's father because he doesn't like the way he is behaving as a father. And he doesn't like that he's not putting more time into being a father. Well, first of all, that is not your place. You are not married to her. You do not know this little boy like that. You've been in jail as long as this little boy's been alive. I don't think that he has any right to step up and talk to this boy's father, period. And I think that it's going to be a disaster when she has that party because he doesn't know that Big Rich is going to be there. And Big Rich doesn't know that he's going to be there. So putting them together and then him thinking that he's the macho man, that he can just talk to this man any kind of way could end up badly. What's going to happen, in my opinion, is she's going to be an issue and she's going to cause him to go back to jail. You are putting him in a situation that could end up being explosive. And one thing that I did notice, his mom said to him, wait till she gets fly at the mouth with you and see how you handle it. Her brother said the same thing. He said, are you going to be able to deal with her mouth? We'll see what happens. But right now, she's not really giving him too much lip. She knows he's not here for it. Now, at the end of the episode, we see him buying an engagement ring for her for $1,500. I thought the ring was beautiful. He took his mom with him, and he didn't take his mom's advice not once. And I don't know what's going on with his relationship with his mom, but something just don't seem right. I would also like to know, where did he stash that money? Because, you just got out of jail after all those years. But, former dope boys usually always have a little stash somewhere. My opinion is Anthony is going through something and he could definitely use a therapist because he always looks like he is about to explode or that he is in serious thought. Renika and Asante. Now, honey, this is going to be quick, okay? Just like their segment. I don't know why they made us wait all this time for this little mess. She walks into the door of the hotel room and he says, what's up? What the hell do you mean, what's up? Like, what the hell is going on here? And she is trying to act like she's so hard. She's this boss bitch. And she tells him she's a boss bitch multiple times. The one thing that really made me laugh is when you are a real boss bitch, you don't have to tell people that. They just know it. You know what I mean? And how can you truly claim to be a real boss bitch when you hired a PI and you've been following this dude around for the full day? You sat around the house for one day crying and complaining. A real boss bitch would have never put herself in this situation. She would have peeped game early and realized that this was just a prison dude who was running a game on you. Not give him all your damn money, leave your family and your friends, and drag your teenage daughters who should be in their home high school enjoying their friends that they've known since middle school and elementary with their grandma. Not driving your kids all the way to Atlanta to stay in an Airbnb while you try to form a relationship with this dude. Not only that, the next morning when you woke up and you realized that he was at his auntie's house, why the hell didn't you pack up your kids in that car with the busted out side window and drive your ass back home to Kentucky? That makes no sense. She's doing all this crying and having a fit. She's not going to put up with this. You know, she has decided to leave him. No, ma'am, you didn't decide to leave him. He left you. You were played. You were the trick. This doesn't make sense. And then he tried to lie to producers and try to act like that girl was really his auntie he was picking up his phone from. Then finally he admitted that she was not his auntie, that he has a couple other girls he had been talking to. She got him a phone. He went over there and had the sex, which I thought was really nasty, because when he picked Renika up and they went back to the Airbnb, they had the sex. They didn't have a shower first. At least we didn't see no shower. We didn't even see anybody wash their damn hands. Anyway, they had the sex. She fell off to sleep because he sexed her to sleep. And then he gets in the car and goes over to his auntie's house and then had the sex with that woman. And Renika let us know that he busted it raw with her. A boss chick wouldn't allow that either. No, ma'am. The woman is completely devastated. This is ridiculous. She's talking about, I'm just a dummy. And Asante says, yeah. I said, well, what the shit? Well, first I started laughing, and then I said, well, oh my God, that's so rude. Then she's out in the hall talking to Asante. She's trying to move on with her life. If you really wanted to move on with your life, you never would have hired a PI. What you would have done was revoke the bail, got your kids in the car, and went on home. No, ma'am. All that screaming and yelling out in the hallway, looking like two shadows arguing and screaming, you just look like an idiot. Boss bitches don't do that. And then when she was trying to storm off, she was walking down the hall, Asante screamed out, take a left. I'm telling you, I rewound that twice because that was hilarious. Anyway, Renika, do better. Do better for you. Do better for your kids. Girl, I'm sick of you. And we saw that same weave the entire season. I just knew she was going to switch up. No, ma'am. Chelsea and Mikey. Now, honey, listen. Y'all know that I have always liked Chelsea. But this episode, no, ma'am. No, ma'am, no, ma'am. First of all, she is still trying to fake sick so that she doesn't have to have sex with Mikey, when all she had to do was tell him from the rip that she wasn't ready to have the sex. Now, he's getting frustrated sexually, okay? He is not here for it. He's sick of the shit. He's ready to have the sex. But all she had to do was tell him she wasn't ready. Chelsea ends up getting a phone call from her friend named Gio, who is also watching her kids. She finds out that her kids are not feeling well, and then he lets her know that he got some of her mail, and she got a letter from SSI saying that she was being cut off. So she gets really upset because her SSI is getting cut off. She's also getting her food stamps cut off, and she's also getting some other check that she receives is getting cut off as well. So while she's having this heated sign discussion with her friend, Mikey sees that she's upset, that she's stressed out, and he tries to be supportive. He tries to ask her, what's going on? How can I help you? And she tells him to go away. She tells him that she can't interpret for him and have her conversation with her friend, and she treats him like shit and keeps shooing him away. Mikey says that he is already sexually frustrated. He's also upset because he doesn't have any money. He's trying to deal with just being out of prison, and he doesn't understand why Chelsea is being so mean and treating him so badly. With her SSI getting cut off and something she called SSA, and then her food stamps, I get it. I get her being upset, but I don't appreciate her taking it out on him. He has to go see an attorney, and she takes him. He wants her to come in, but she doesn't want to. She says there's no interpreter there for her, and she just doesn't want to do it. I'm like, damn, girl, I get it that you are upset, but don't do this shit to him. So when he's talking to his attorney, he's talking about his situation when he had the stroke last season. Now, if you listened to my videos last season or watched my videos last season, you know that I didn't believe that stroke story. Well, I was absolutely wrong. He did have a stroke. They left him laying there for 7 hours, cuffed him up, and then took him to a hospital. They didn't even allow an ambulance to come get him. They transported him in shackles. The man almost died for sure. So he's got this lawsuit pending towards the prison. But for some reason, he had the impression that he would file this lawsuit and then in 3 months he would have some money. That lawyer let him know that it could take anywhere from 6 months to a year before that they would settle and he would have any money. So he's really kind of sad and upset about the fact that he's not going to have any money. I think that he needs to just stay with his sisters and look for a job. Anyway, she's giving him the silent treatment. She's being extremely rude, extremely toxic to him, and he gets out the car. He says, I need to get some air. So he gets out the car, and then she's ready for him to leave. He says, I'm not going to get back in this car if you're going to treat me this way. And she pulls off and leaves this dude. If I was him, I would call my sisters to come pick me up and I would leave her. The fact that she's got stamps, she's getting SSI, she's getting some other disability payments or whatever, and you're spending your money to support your relationship with a prisoner versus spending your money to support you and your 4 children, I can't get behind that. And also, Chelsea, I don't know what made you think that you could get SSI, be on national TV, and accept WeTV checks. Somebody has dropped a dime and told them, check out Love After Lockup. She's making money. And from what I understand, on Love After Lockup, they get $3,000 for every episode. SSI wants to know about that money. I don't think it was very smart to admit on national television that you are using the American people's tax dollars to help fund your relationship with this felon. Now, I don't mind you having a U.S. tax dollars. I really don't. If you need it, please use it. But use it for what it's supposed to be used for, not to support a felon. However, I think that Mikey was really sweet. I think he was patient. I think that he was trying to be supportive. He was trying to give her all the love and time she needed, and she treated him terribly. Mikey, listen, go back home and move in with your sisters, get yourself a job, and do whatever your lawyer tells you to do to help you with your case. And forget Chelsea for now. Anyway, word on the street is that Mikey and Chelsea are not together anymore because allegedly what is being reported is that he put his hands on her. I really hope that he didn't. Yikes. I guess we'll have to wait and find out. Anyway, peeps, get down in the comments and let me know what you think. And until next time, bye.